There is no one there. No friends, no thoughts, no disliked neighbors, no work, and no money to be earned. Everything is yours, all countries, all palaces. Anything you want is at your command. Close your eyes and imagine the only person on Earth. The entire planet is just your playground. How would it be? One morning, the alarm rings, and you wake up. There is no one at home. You start making coffee, thinking you will go somewhere magnificent, but there is an unusual silence. Neither the sound of cars outside nor the voices of children playing in the street are reaching your ears. If you want to drink your coffee and check your social media accounts, you come across something even stranger. No one has posted anything today, and this surprises you greatly. It's time to figure out what's going on. But the streets are empty. There is no one except for cats and dogs. And now you realize, you are the last person on Earth. Of course, it's not that simple. But what could it be? Did a virus bring an end to humanity? Or did everyone agree on the same idea, and are they playing a joke on you? While thinking about this, the first lonely day on Earth has already passed. The second day. You realize it's not that bad after all. Imagine, you start driving the luxury car you saw. You don't have to pay for it. When you see a beautiful Mercedes, all you have to do is find out which house the key is in. Once you take the car key, you can use it until the gas runs out, and then leave it behind. Your clothes start getting dirty too. But that's no problem. Go to any shopping store, buy whatever you want, and go out. You'll have enough clothes for the rest of your life. You can spend as much as you like. Are you hungry? In that case, go to the first supermarket you see. You can do whatever you want. All the chocolates and food are now yours. But be careful, the electricity might go out while you're inside. You wouldn't want to get stuck anywhere. Because in a world without humans, there is no one to regulate the flow of electricity or fix any damage. So in a few days, the entire world might fall into darkness. It would be good to gather all your candles and flashlights. Because nights without light will be longer than before. And maybe, from this darkness, you'll feel what loneliness really means. Soon, packaged food will start to spoil. Fishing will be a good option. But be careful. The wolves, pigs, and bears in your city will now roam the same streets as you. After hesitating for a few months, they will start to fill the city centers because they won't hear human voices. That's why you should break the glass of the weapon depots and take some weapons with you. You wouldn't want to become dinner, right? There are 3 important things for surviving alone in this world: water, food, and shelter. The easiest need to meet is shelter. The most beautiful houses and palaces are at your service. Enter any house you want and have fun. No one will ask you what you're doing. Are you bored of the city you live in? You can go wherever you like. In the end, that place is yours. Maybe there are some vacation spots you wanted to visit but never had the chance. Hop into any car and hit the road. But remember, wherever you go, you're both the boss and the worker. There will be no one to serve you. Meanwhile, you're the only one left on Earth. If you wish, you can enter the restricted military zones and take bombs. Perhaps you'd like to blow up buildings you don't like and add excitement to your life. Wait a second, do you hear that sound? According to research, in a world without humans, wildlife parks and animals in living spaces will definitely find a way to escape due to hunger. So, within a few months, lions, elephants, and even crocodiles will roam the streets with you. You'll always have to stay alert. However, since there are no humans, the fact that many animals are wandering around will prevent hunters from having food shortages. That's why you won't be one of the first creatures on the lion's hunting list. You'll be more comfortable for a while. Now, you have more energy than before, and you feel healthier. Your body is working better because there are no factories emitting toxic gases from car exhausts polluting the atmosphere and the environment. And when you get sick, there will be no one to cure you. Even a small cut can lead to bad results due to germs. So don't forget to take your health kit. In fact, surviving in such a world is the easiest thing. The hard part is keeping your mental health intact. Humans are conscious beings who focus on living in groups and communicating. And after days, weeks, and months of not talking to anyone, you might start talking to yourself. Studies on prisoners who spent long periods in solitary confinement have shown that these people eventually started talking to the pictures they drew on the walls. It's even known that these people named the pictures they drew on the walls and sometimes fought with them. Because humans are social beings. Even the shyest person will eventually feel the need to speak. Today, there are people who live alone on islands or in forests. There are even those who socialize with dogs to make friends. Maybe you could own a dog. In this world, your dog will be both your protector and your companion. In this life, you may want to travel the world and see other places. Cars might be a good choice for this. But it will take a long time. If you know how to use a boat or any aircraft, you could visit all the coastal cities of the world in a few years with a fast and high-quality boat. Or, if you have pilot training, you could travel the world faster with a small plane. But there's one thing to be careful about. Nuclear facilities on our planet, which are outside the control of humanity, might start to explode within 10 years. For this reason, it's best not to enter cities with such dangers. Because each explosion could have a Chernobyl-like effect. According to experts, one of the most important features of surviving alone is psychological protection. While maintaining this, you should also take care of your personal well-being. The absence of others should not prevent you from taking care of yourself. Because a well-maintained appearance will give you positive energy and self-confidence, no matter where you are. If you don't take care of yourself, you could turn into a werewolf or a bearded woman. At the end of the first year in a world without humans, you might start living like the animals. Eating raw meat and hunting like wolves wouldn't be pleasant. During World War II, some prisoners who escaped from prisons in Russia's vast steppes were observed to live like wolves in the forests after many years. Also, after spending a long time in the world, you shouldn't rely on high buildings anymore. High-rise apartments can be damaged due to lack of maintenance, so houses without high floors might protect you from harm. However, since no one will be there to control the rivers, there is a risk of massive floods in the streams. So, it would be safer for you if the house you choose is built on a small hill rather than a flat area to protect you from waking up to floods in the mornings. And most importantly, you should always pay attention to who you are and where you came from. If possible, go back to the city where you spent your life and the streets that hold your memories from time to time. A life without communication, without technology, and without electricity can play tricks on your mind, and you may forget your past. Studies have shown that people who spent more than 10 years alone on a deserted island or in a forest lost their previous lives and memories. Today, a person who has no photographs or others around will begin to forget, even unconsciously, after a long period. From time to time, go back to the city where you grew up. If you can't do that, carry your memories with you. This will remind you that you are a human in the wild. In the end, after all of this, there are two options. Either you find someone of the opposite sex while traveling the world and become the new ancestor of humanity, or you remain alone on this planet, waiting for death in your shelter.